What is up, everybody? Welcome to my Appalachian Trail gear video. I've been meaning to make this one for a while. I thru-hiked the Appalachian Trail last year, 2023. I'm going to show you everything that I used on trail and all of the gear. I still use it for current thru hikes and things like that. So without further ado, I'll just kind of run through everything. You can see first and foremost, I think the most important piece of gear you can have in the backcountry or any kind of thru hike is a water filtration system. Sawyer Squeeze seemed to be the most dominant form of water filtration out there on the trail last year. It screws onto a 1 liter smart water bottle. I did carry a little bit of extra water storage, any kind of just water bottle or soda bottle or something, in case I needed a little bit extra, or I felt like maybe filtering some water into this and having some electrolytes to drink in like a, full drink form. That was my water system there. We could start with my pack next. I had a Osprey Exos 48 liter. This pack was fantastic. I had no problems with it whatsoever. I beat the hell out of my last pack, and huge shout out to Osprey for giving me a brand new pack for free at Trail Days this year. When I brought up my old pack, they were like, yeah, we could just basically replace the whole thing for free, and that was fantastic and definitely helped me out a lot. I keep a bandana just for, whatever, in case you need a bandana to wipe things down. That's why I had that bandana there. My rain gear I carried. Now this is original, maybe we can call it vintage now, to my thru hike last year. My Frog Togs jacket was cheap and lightweight. I did have rain pants as well too, but I sent them home at a certain point because I didn't need them after the early stages of the trail. It got pretty warm. I think this is just a generic Amazon backpack cover, rain cover. Only other thing on the outside, I guess, would be my Garmin InReach Mini. It's a great way to stay in touch with loved ones. It has an SOS function on it in case you get into an emergency. It's all subscription, plan based, so you pay for what you want. It worked great for me the whole time. I would recommend getting maybe the InReach Mini 2, not the first one, because with the InReach Mini 2, you could send messages from your phone and not have to deal with like typing one letter by one letter on this guy here, which I didn't mind that much. So moving on, top compartment, they call this the brain. In here I kept my toiletries, my first aid, and my repair kit, as well as a couple other things I'll get into. But first I'll start out with my toiletries bag. So inside of my toiletries bag, I kept some Dr. Bronner's soap. Now, I learned recently you don't need to carry this entire bottle. You could buy this in a group of people and just put it in like a little eyedropper size bottle about that big instead of this big honker right here. But this stuff, I think this one bottle lasted me from Hot Springs, North Carolina throughout the entire trail. I also kept some Q-tips on me just to keep my ears clean and whatnot. You gotta have toilet paper, and when you're packing toilet paper, there's a good rule of thumb. When you think you have enough, pack a little more, and after that, pack even a little more than that, because you don't want to be without that stuff, trust me. Toothbrush, toothpaste. This is kind of a big toothpaste for a thru hike, but whatever. This is just the one that I bought and it happened to work. Some baby wipes, which are great to have to clean yourself up. And last but not least, some floss. Floss is great for not just keeping your teeth clean, but also for stitching up clothes or any rips in gear. If you have to repair stuff, floss works incredibly. That's everything for the toiletries bag there. Now we have my first aid bag. This is still kind of a work in progress because, as you can see, I have way too many pills in there. The pills that I do have in there are Pepto-Bismol, Tylenol, Imodium, and Benadryl. Those are kind of the 4 that you'll need if you do need them at all. I'd recommend just keeping like maybe 4 of each kind in your pack and not 20, because I got a lot in there and I certainly didn't need that many. Leukotape, this stuff has saved my feet I don't know how many times from blisters. Body Glide, this is incredible for if it's raining and you get wet and whatever, bacteria, you start to chafe. Chafing can ruin your day. Burt's Bees, lip balm, can't go without it. I have a few band-aids in here. Neosporin, of course, or bacitracin, something of that nature. KT tape. This stuff, it's good to have. It's definitely, you need to know how to use it, so you'll either need to research that beforehand or have cell service to know how to apply it to a certain type of injury you had. So that is everything I have in my first aid bag here. Next we have my repair kit. This is pretty minimal. Inside of this I kept some of this, this is some gear aid tape. It's for like tent rips and things like that. It's great to have. You don't want a leaking rain fly. I've had that happen to me before. It's no fun. Get stuck with some Chinese water torture all night, just dripping right on your head. It's crazy. Got a couple of alcohol prep pads in case you need to patch up your sleeping pad. If you have a pop and something like that, you want to clean the area around the pop first with an alcohol pad so that your tear aid patch can stick to it. These right here are the little dots that you stick onto the pad that stop the leak. It's like a glue type of thing. And last but not least, I have a needle that I keep in this little glass vial so it doesn't puncture anything. So that is all for my repair kit. I carried some matches with me in a bag just in case. You never know, matches are really lightweight and they're a good thing just to have. Next I have my bear bagging line for my food bag. It was easy to just reach in there and grab it at the end of the day. On the underside of my brain is this little net compartment, and in here I kept my spork, my trowel, and my tent stakes. So from the inside of my bag now, starting from the top, I kept my tent in this dry bag because when I pull it out, I could also use it kind of as a sit pad if I wanted to, throw it under my butt. If I'm on a rock or something, use that just to provide a little cushion if I want. The tent that I used is a Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2. Loved this tent. It's technically a 2-person tent, but it was able to fit all my gear and me with inside of it perfectly. This is my Tokes 900 milliliter cooking pot. Inside of my pot, I always kept my fuel and my BRS stove. All right, next up, I had my food bag, Z-Packs food bag here. Lasted the whole trail, no problem. A couple mouse holes through it. Don't forget to hang up your food bag. Keep things safe, keep wildlife safe and yourself and your food. Underneath my food bag, kind of in the middle of my backpack, I kept a Amazon Essentials puffy. Okay, so next up is my electronics bag. Inside of my electronics bag, I have just a generic wall block. I had an Anker 10,000 milliamp power bank. This is a USB-C charging cable. This is a micro USB, and finally, just Apple Lightning cable. Down the side of my pack, I liked to keep my tent poles in there, just because they slid down there and they kind of just fit well. At the very bottom of my bag is this Osprey dry sack. I will say that a trash bag, compactor bag, or something like that would work also just as well. And inside of this, at the very bottom of my bag, is some of the things you really just don't want to get wet. This isn't really an absorbent thing, but this is my Thermarest X-Lite Neo Air, I believe. Very comfortable. My sleeping quilt that I chose was a Enlightened Equipment 20 degree down quilt. I believe this is the Revelations model. Some people will swap out like something like a 20 degree quilt for a lighter one, maybe a 50 degree quilt, like halfway through their thru hike to save weight and because it's warmer. I didn't do that. I just used this the whole way through. I found it to be fine. I wasn't overheating or anything like that. I did carry a pillow with me. This thing is fantastic. It's a Nemo pillow, and this thing is without a doubt just one of my favorite pieces of gear. So next, I had my base layers here. This is my base layer top. This is one of those generic, you can find them at Costco or something, the 32 degree heat base layer tops. My base layer bottom is a REI co-op. This isn't wool, this is some kind of, synthetic blend, as is the top as well. So that's everything in my backpack. I will go over what I'm wearing and a couple other clothes items. I did keep an extra pair of socks and underwear in that big dry bag as well, just because after a few days it's nice to be able to change into clean clothes. So I used Ex Officio underwear. These things lasted the entire thru hike and are still going strong today. For socks, I wore Injinji liners, and then I also had Injinji wool socks. These are the shoes that I finished the trail with. They are Solomon XA Pro 3Ds, I guess. I think most everybody nowadays with backpacking experience will tell you that trail runners are the way to go. Yes, they're low top. You may not get as much ankle support, but at the end of the day, do you. If you are more comfortable wearing boots, by all means, go ahead. I always carry my Crocs with me with some carabiners on them to attach them to my pack. These shorts are like my favorite shorts ever. The brand is Athleo, another Amazon special. You get like 2 pairs for 20 bucks or something. I think I wore the 1 pair for basically the entire trail. This was one of the shirts I picked up on the trail. This one has a hood on it, which I like to keep the sun off of me. This is a junk headband. I loved this thing. This was definitely one of those items where like you put it on and it's kind of like Superman putting on his cape. Fanny pack. I will not hike a thru hike without a fanny pack after the AT. Inside of here, I kept things I needed if I needed them quick, like headlamp, which is, by the way, a night core. Carried my lighter in here as well. Pocket knife, Swiss Army type of knife. It's pretty heavy, but whatever. Kept some nail clippers in here. And I also kept my earplugs in here. I don't know why, but I just knew they were in there. And at the end of the day, when I climbed into my tent, I didn't have to go digging for them. I just grab them out of here, throw them in my ears, and fall right to sleep. Don't ask me what brand this fanny pack is. It was my dad's from like the 80s or something, and it works fine. Don't need to spend a lot of money on this stuff. You can do it on a budget. I carried some Apple wired headphones. Of course, I kept my phone in this pocket as well. Now, last but not least, we have my trekking poles. I went through quite a few pairs of these bad boys, but I've been using this pair of Luckies now for a while. And I told myself I am not going to break them because they were expensive, and these are fantastic. You can keep duct tape wrapped around your trekking pole. It's a great way to store duct tape, save a little bit of weight. That just about covers everything, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe, maybe comment, say say what's up. I'd love to see when you guys are starting your thru hikes, whether it be the Appalachian Trail or any other type of thru hike. I hope this gear list helps you. This is everything that I used. Yeah, thanks. I'll see you in the next chapter.